but I forgot to do that when we were in the lobby.
Oh, we can double
We're
check.
we're in the game now, waiting for the first 1v1 duel out of 4. Whoever wins the 4 1v1 duels gets 1 point. This is now the quarterfinal. I'm not sure if they played 2 or 3 before this. I was trying to see that. Let me actually take a quick look again. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is the last quarterfinal.
It is.
This is the last quarterfinal.
Yep, and whoever wins this,
yeah,
whoever wins
exactly.
this goes up to face. Who was it? I forgot their name. It's a really long name. It's like 313 Aviation. 359 Aviation Group. Almost got it.
All right. Whoever wins goes into the semifinal in the winner bracket, which is a pretty outstanding performance getting into the semifinal.
Going up against so many great teams.
It doesn't get easier.
Nope.
That's for damn sure.
Nothing ever does.
Nothing ever does. All right. It is Maximus on TVG versus Alex Bell on MNS. TVG stands for Team Verve Gaming, something like that.
Team Verve Gaming.
Very difficult to pronounce like that.
I mean, look at those cannons. Very powerful. Using those landing flaps too to try and get as much lift. And also to try and stop them from overshooting. Both guys throttling down so they don't overshoot each other. Maximus almost lost control of his plane there. A little bit of a wobble. Neither guy seeming to be able to get an advantage on the other. So some very nice use of the flaps. Just trying to stop each other from overshooting. Maximus now at quite a... he was behind Alesk a second ago, but unfortunately he overshot. Oh, very nice. But yeah, unfortunately now he's got no kind of momentum, so he's not going to be able to get the nose up. Try and power his way out. These guys really using the flaps as much as possible to try and obviously stop themselves from overshooting and to try and get as much lift as possible. They've also got to be careful not to spam too many rounds. I mean, this thing does fire rather fast, so you seem to run out of ammo rather quickly flying the LA5. You most definitely do not want to spam these rounds. Still using the flaps. I mean, I don't want them to use the flaps too much, because obviously if they keep using the flaps, they're just not going to be able to gain any kind of momentum or energy. But it seems like these guys both want to try and keep the fight as close to the ground as possible. Obviously being simulated, they don't want to be too close to the ground, because the ground is obviously War Thunder Pilot's worst enemy.
Me being back without anyone noticing me leaving, obviously. I do really enjoy this plane. This is one of the airplanes that I really enjoy flying in this game myself. And there you go. Alex is shot down by Maximus, who takes the first duel to his team, Team Verve Gaming. Yeah, apparently my internet decided to be bad today. Good thing I'm not hosting.
We don't want to go through that hassle again.
Yeah, that would been a good timing.
Also, for some reason, Twitch is not updating the stream title.
Oh, okay. When that happens, if you refresh the dashboard, you might have been logged out, and you might have to log back in again.
Oh, look at that.
That is usually the reason. For ease of use, could probably add yourself and myself to the editors of the channel, so that you don't have to log into specific accounts. Might be an idea. Anyway,
That might be a good idea.
yeah.
So yeah, TVG, sorry, MNS, taking the first point in the round. I mean, they have to win another, what, 2 1v1s to be able to take the whole point. But, you know, small victories.
Yeah, what does MNS stand for? I'll see if there's any information about the team on the official Super Cup page. That could give us a clue, perhaps. We're going off the schedule that we have. That's where we get the names.
I didn't see the difference in name.
But sometimes they might have signed up as MNS and not as their full name, and some teams sign up as their full name and not as their prefix. So that's sometimes why we see some teams with, like, you know, Wild Spirit, Der Adler, you know, and then you go into game and it's like WSDA, you know, another team goes with their short name. So it kind of depends. And yeah, unfortunately, MNS does not have their full name on.
No. It would be nice. It would be nice if they had their name all over the place.
Mm.
Or at least on the scoreboard somewhere, just have their full name, so that way we can look it up.
It's always nice to know.
It's always the question we get asked.
Yeah, the first question we get is like, what does that stand for?
I think we would only ever say we don't know if the word was too complicated to say.
Mm.
Like the FACH
The Chilean team.
Yeah. They're like 5-barreled word.
Fuerza Obrera de Chile. Like something like that.
Something with like at least 6 or 7 syllables in one word.
That's true.
So guys, moving into the second 1v1. I'm not sure. I think we did explain it, but we'll explain it again. They do need to pass over each other before they can start shooting their guns and firing at each other. Oh, and also, Scream, you missed a lot of good rams today.
Of course I did. My favorite thing.
4, I think, in the last game.
You know, I will be the first person to host the first ever War Thunder ramming tournament. I will be the first guy to ever host the War Thunder ramming tournament.
The crowd loved it.
Where only rams count.
Only,
may not bring any ammunition or rockets or anything. Only rams.
That sounds like that tournament could go on for a while. In as though if you ram into each other,
yes, and you will
both die.
Pick whether you want to fly or drive a tank.
That doesn't sound like that sounds like a pretty easy choice. I'll take the tank.
Oh, let's do this. Yeah, destruction derby with tanks. There we go. There we go.
Coming up with great ideas. Anyways, we've got Mustang versus Feduk. Fedukin.
Feduk. I don't know. Like that.
I'll go with Feduk.
Feduk. Okay, all right.
I don't think we've had the crossover just yet. Again, guys, this is Simulator. So the reason we can't see them is because they can't see themselves either.
I'm actually trying to see. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yep.
Wow,
he was right in front of me and I couldn't see him.
Yeah, I was like, where? Alright. Oh, Feduk looks to be the one coming around the most. Not really enough.
Does he have flaps out? No, he doesn't. Not yet.
The flaps is being used by Mustang.
Yeah, I just heard them click as I swapped planes.
Yeah, the clicking.
Only combat flaps though. Obviously going a bit too fast to be using landing flaps. He doesn't want to obviously snap his flaps. Got a few shots there.
Nothing seems to have connected. And Mustang is coming around here. He did not get the nose on really. He fired
I
quite
think
a lot
he's
of
using
bullets.
stealth rounds. I didn't see a tracer.
I did not see any tracer there either.
So very brave using stealth rounds on the...
Oh, wait. Better critically damaged by Mustang, it says in the battle log.
Oh, and shot down. Oh, he just bailed.
He jumped.
Wow.
I did not even get to see what the damage was.
I didn't even see the bullets hit. I didn't even see any kind of sparks.
Because they were stealth.
Well. Well, normally you would still see little sparks as they hit off the plane.
Yeah, right.
But on that occasion, there was just nothing. It was just thump, 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 dead. Let's put some...
Well, he jumped out, though. Like, he was critically damaged and then decided to just bail, I feel like.
I also did say there was going to be stealth rounds in this game at the end of the previous game. So I did call there was going to be stealth rounds. So I do hope you guys are impressed by some stealth round action in Simulator. This guy is taking it to a whole nother level. And now just showing us some flight skills.
Hey!
It's Dutchke from Garda. I have just one question. Is anybody gonna stream the sim battle CSM versus Garda?
Not that I'm aware of.
You guys are not gonna stream that match.
No. Not that I'm aware of. Unfortunately.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Alright.
So that was a nice break. I honestly had a heart attack. I was like, what is going on? There's a voice. I was like, there must be an audio thing open somewhere. I was looking at tabs, and I was like, oh, it's TeamSpeak. Ah. Oh. I thought I'd actually unmuted the Russian stream, because I was like, oh no. Accent strong.
Oh, that was.
So that was interesting. So what were we saying? Something about bullets and... Oh yes, Russian stealth rounds. I have to say,
Russian stealth bullets.
Russian stealth bullets, strongest bullets. No, but using stealth rounds in Simulator is taking it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in certain cockpits it's easier. Like I think the BF-109 people say is quite a nice cockpit for being able to see slightly below the nose, so being able to sort of aim a little bit better. Whereas in the Yak doesn't have a very nice cockpit for looking down sort of below the nose, so that becomes a lot harder to try and predict if the enemy's sort of climbing. So you kind of gotta kind of wait until they do it, and then you got to follow suit. Which is probably why we see players sort of react like slightly after each other, because they might not be able to see the plane because it's dipped below the nose. So as they pull up, they obviously then react afterwards. Which is why sometimes we see a slight delay.
All right. I already see paint job being applied here. There's a red and a black wing here on Ferox 6-6 from TVG, and if we're looking over on Asterix San, he does not have any paint job at all.
No,
well, the original one.
The last game was rather boring with paint jobs, no interesting, crazy camos, and like.
There should be a prize to the most. Something. I don't know.
Colourful.
The best paint job. Just
the most fabulous like paint job in the Super Cup. I would have to give that to Chippy.
Yeah, he might be in for a nomination there. Yep.
I don't think anybody can beat that plane. Anyways, guys, we're just waiting for the crossover. There we go.
Asterix San versus Ferox. I was gonna say Asterix San versus Asterix San.
Fighting himself. That's impressive.
That would.
Did you get any hits on? Saw bullets fly. No damage.
See and nothing in the battle log.
Those landing flaps coming out nice and early this time.
Oh
yes.
Get that lift. Oh, this is landing flaps entirely being used. I'm not sure if it's good though, but he is definitely avoiding. I mean, he slowed down enough. I mean, he definitely avoided Ferox there, and he still has enough energy to actually get his. Oh wow!
That pilot snipe.
Pilot killed. Wow.
So that was very nice, using those landing flaps, obviously giving the lift to come back up again. He also then used the flaps to slow himself down enough to let Ferox...
I almost didn't think he would have enough energy to do that.
Well, I didn't either, but, I mean, obviously, Ferox
he knows something I don't.
Yeah, well, obviously, these guys are good. We're
but this
pretty
was
rubbish
important, though. MNS needed this since TVG had the two previous rounds, right?
Yes. So now it's 2-1 in points. So
That's
whoever wins... So if if MNS wins the next one, they tie it up, forcing a 5th 1v1. If TVG win, then TVG take the first point in the match.
Maybe MNS saved their best 1 versus 1 pilots for the last 2 rounds.
We know how the saying goes, saving the best till last. But I mean, it is obviously a team game. They've all obviously fought their way through all these other teams to get to this position.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
and the 1 versus 1 isn't at all the most important round. Obviously, the 4 versus 4 is always going to be the most important because it's the most points. But I mean, out of the 3, since you get 2 points for winning the 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1 isn't really that important. Like, I mean, 1 versus 1, many can argue that it's, you know, it's difficult. You know, have no teammates, just 1 versus 1. It's you know, it can sometimes be down to luck. So with that, I do think that 2 versus 2 and 4 versus 4, you know, both being more interesting from a spectating viewpoint, but also, you know, as it's worth more points, being more important to actually win the entire match.
And I mean, if you lost the first 2 rounds, you could easily make a comeback in the 4th round,
exactly.
The 3rd round, because it's worth 4 points, 3 points. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we go.
Nesk on MNS versus Keep on TVG. I do like this original pink chop over the green one, actually.
I have to agree with you.
I don't know
Although,
why, it's just the colors.
Yeah, although grey is normally a rather boring colour.
And there you go, like, TVG apparently must be a winner from a previous... At least Keat must be a winner of a previous Gladiator tournament, because I am pretty sure by now that decal, the 1 with that Gladiator symbol, is exactly what it is. And the fact he has 2 of them, maybe he's won 2, I don't know.
Oh, maybe he's just stuck 2 on the plane.
Or maybe he's won 2 of them. I don't know.
Could he make it a 3rd?
Nesk says fine art expert, yet I see no paint job, no decals. I do not agree with that.
That's pretty disappointing. Oh, wow. More stealth rounds.
The stealth rounds.
Stealth rounds are real. But no hits.
I mean, I'm wondering if those belts are better. Nesk is coming around now, though. He's gonna be the one getting the shots off. Ooh. Critically damaged, yeah, and instantly affecting the plane on, you know,
the left side.
Yeah, and I mean, the LA5F just spits so many bullets out. It's like a freaking minigun. Look at this.
I know,
like,
that's why you really do need to be careful when firing it, because you can run out of bullets so quickly.
Oh, yes, you can run out of bullets quickly, but also at the same time, like if you get your opponent, you know, within the, you know, the place where the bullets hit,
the
like,
sights of the gun,
the sights of the gun, right? Like, you know, you have so many bullets, like they're gonna hit. Like, it's not like, oh, I dodged a few of your bullets that goes like dun dun dun. No, now it's like dun 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 dun. Like, it's just such a rapid fire that is really dangerous to get in front of the nose of any of these airplanes.
And to answer your question about the stealth rounds being better, the bullet types don't really change between each round, but it's because they obviously take the tracer round out of the stealth round and put either another damage dealing round in its place, or they don't have a round at all. So it just goes through more damage dealing rounds per sort of burst. So you in theory do more damage because there's more damaging rounds, not because the rounds are necessarily better, but because there is just more damage dealing rounds. Because in some planes, like I think the Spitfires, their tracer rounds don't really do any kind of damage. But if you just had stealth rounds, well then you're gonna do a lot more damage.
And by the way, that was MNS again. So it's now 2-2 in 1 versus 1s, meaning that they're gonna do a 5th 1 versus 1. This one is gonna decide who actually wins this entire round.
So Mustang coming out again. Or,
yes, I saw it. And Asterix San, it looked like, for the other team.
MNS.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and I want to say MSN all the time. MNS.
So just wait for everybody to load in. There we go.
Asterixan versus Mustang. They like to have Ferox 66 and Mustang 55, Maximus 25. Like, what's up with those numbers? They must have a meaning.
Yeah, they probably add up to something. We might be here a while. Maybe it's pi. So again, guys, in the 1v1, we just need to wait for them to cross over before they can start engaging each other. Both guys seeming to be taking a rather long route towards each other. Not really going a direct straight line, but kind of more to the side.
That is an interesting approach.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times. I mean, it's weird, because then it kind of changes where the crossover can be. Kind of throws me off. Maybe it throws their opponent off too.
It might. Asterix seems to be the one coming a little bit on top there.
Yeah, he seems to have the momentum on his side. I
He's
mean, now
also
he's
using
got
the flaps.
Yeah, I mean he's
using combat flaps. Mustang is using combat flaps. Asterix is using landing flaps. You can see the difference.
So he's going to be quite a nice lot of speed to stop himself from overshooting, because I mean he did have quite a lot of momentum that he needed to bleed off. I'm moving into maybe some scissors. No, it doesn't look like it. Just going for a dive.
The downside with the landing flaps is that he's losing more speed, but if he can continue this, you know, he still keeps having the energy. He still stays on the tail of Mustang. This is, you know, this is again, and now he dropped the landing flaps now because he needed the speed instead. It just seems to be going better for him in that regard, but now he can't keep up with Mustang in the turn. Not sure if Mustang knows that, because here comes the collision almost.
Mustang does have his combat flaps now. We're going into some scissors.
And wow. Yeah.
See, as you said, Asterix didn't have any flaps out, and he needed to put those landing flaps back out to stop himself from overshooting. Now he's overshot, and it's given Mustang a great opportunity to now to do something to get behind Asterix. Because now he should have a little bit less pressure on him with those guns blaring at him.
Asterix seems to be just doing everything correct here to not let Mustang get on his tail ever.
I mean, that's always the problem
Quite
with having
amazing to
identical
see.
planes, is that they are...
Oh, can he get the nose to the where he wants it? Oh.
Can he hold it before he stalls out? There's a lot of bullets, but not a lot of hits.
In fact, nothing. Yeah, that's amazing. And oh boy.
Oh, come on, Mustang.
Oh,
Here it
this
comes.
could be,
The
this could
hammerhead.
be-
Oh, the hit! Is he going to be able to pull up? Can he pull up? Yes.
I mean, he can pull
easy.
up, but it's how
That's-
badly the engine is damaged.
Yeah, that's a lot of smoke.
I mean, there's no crit in the battle log, but I mean, this is a crit to me. Anytime you leak like this is a crit. And now he's on the tail and just trying to finish him off anyway. There you go, I think.
Yeah, those stealth rounds, very deadly. It's also rather hard to find out where your opponent's coming from if you're firing stealth rounds. Obviously you have no tracers, because if they're sort of more firing from left to right, then you know they're on your left. Yeah, then you're on your left, and if they fire from right to left, then they're obviously on the right side. You can kind of maneuver easier. But without any kind of idea of where they are, all you've kind of got is sort of sparks and the sheer sound of them hitting your plane. It's a little difficult. Oh, look at that victory smoke. Very nice.
Responding to some of the comments in Twitch chat, a person asked, who do you think is going to win? One guy said, the Russian one. which I think in this case both teams are from the CIS, which is the help me,
Commonwealth
Adam.
of Independent States.
Thank you. Commonwealth of Independent States, which is a lot of former Soviet nations, so a lot of Russian-speaking nations, definitely. In this case, another person is asking, who's the best team in the world of War Thunder? Well, that's what we're here to find out. This is the Super Cup. This is the Super Cup. This is pitting the best 8 teams from the West versus the best 8 teams from the East, because they had a gladiator. Well, the name of the tournament or the organization here is Gladiators, which is running tournaments in War Thunder. So far, it's been twice per year. They had 2 tournaments last year, and at the end of last year, 2014, they had a tournament happening in realistic battle mode, simulator battle mode, both in West and East. And again, the top 8 teams in both simulator and realistic battles in West and East was then put into this Super Cup to face off and see who will be the best. And that's, again, what we're here to find out. This is the last quarterfinal in the simulator battle, which, again, has 2 Eastern teams facing off against each other, meaning that these teams won against Western teams in their previous stages. There is a loser bracket, however, so there's still plenty of more to go. We will, within the next 1.5 week, find out who's the best in War Thunder at this point in time, early 2015, who will be considered the best team in competitive gameplay here. And then you got to remember, this is airplanes. War Thunder offers ground forces and tank gameplay as well. Something that I know there is in the works. There's going to be tournaments in that as well in the future, so we'll get to see. And I mean, the dream obviously is to have mixed combat, where you'll have both ground forces and airplanes in the same matches. I don't know how they're going to do that. That's what we're hoping to have. All right, we're in the 2 versus 2. It's Fiduk and Asterixan flying out. Versus Ferox and Mustang. And it was TVG who did take home the 1 point.
Yes, the first point.
In the 1 versus 1.
Hey look, more nice pretty symbols. Duke has the gladiator symbol now with some nice pretty stars to symbolize he shot down nice lot of people.
You think he adds a star for every kill?
Maybe. I don't think you can add more than 4 decals. Don't want to upset you there.
Dang.
Maybe if it was a custom paint job.
A dynamic decal maybe that just adds a star per kill.
So, 2 separate 1v1s going on right now.
There is Mustang versus Asterixan. Asterixan is the one getting the better passes here.
I feel like we're watching a rematch.
It is a rematch, isn't it?
Deja vu. The question is can he do the same? Will Asterix fall for the same hammerhead maneuver?
Well, he's definitely on the tail of Mustang here. He's doing what he can to avoid them bullets.
I don't like the way Asterix is spraying. I mean, I know, a few shots is all it takes to kill a plane in a simulator.
Well, he's very close.
I know, but this plane doesn't have a lot of ammo. Again,
no, but when are you gonna fire? How close are you gonna wait to be?
Well, pretty close. Like, I think about now would be a good time. And he fires. See, might not be a simulator, but I know my stuff. I think he's gonna shoot. Mustang putting those flaps all the way down.
Oh, the collisions though, almost there, almost happening.
Yeah, these guys really like to get really close to each other.
They want to be so close. It's almost like they're family. Here
it comes the hammerhead again. Can he hold it? Here it comes.
Well, Asterix still is flying though. This is not a good hammerhead. No, actually.
He needed to be a little higher up and have a bit of a sharper dive. It was kind of a bit too shallow. I mean, it was almost successful. I mean, if he had just got his nose just slightly...
Ferox and Fiduk is on at it again here.
we have some black smoke now coming from Mustang instead of Asterix this time.
Paybacks.
I know, it's... The rematch is real. I mean, most Russian planes are pretty good at flying, even with quite critted engines, so I don't think he has to worry too much about the engine damage just yet. But he needs to be pretty careful. He obviously doesn't want to push the engine too hard and have it break on him halfway through.
So now he's popping smoke over here, which Fedek is, and this is not a BM maneuver. This is actually to tell his teammate where they are.
So Asterix is now broken off. Looks like maybe he's coming to come help his teammate. As you said about the smoke, he did break off, so that says to me that he's coming to help. And
Fedek has been shot in the engine. He's now leaking both, not just red smoke, but also black smoke. And he was just killed.
Alright, so here's one problem.
Mustang is still flying.
Mustang is still flying, but obviously Asterix and Mustang flew rather away from each other. From the
and they're
from their
now
teammates.
Capturing a...
That is another problem, but because they're so far away from each other, now gonna have to fly so far to go help out each other again.
He has to get into the capture circle. I'm not sure if he's aware of that.
You know, I'm quite surprised Mustang isn't popping smoke to let Ferox know where he is.
Apparently he stopped capping. We could have just, I mean...
I'm not really too sure how the cap mechanic works on this map. Sometimes they cap and sometimes they don't. So.
I also don't know how big the cap circle is. Maybe he just actually neutralized it.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, we haven't had a cap so far in the tournament. I don't expect it to start now. So now we're in a 2v1 situation. I don't like
yeah, and Mustang is still flying. It looks like he's flying pretty decently as well.
Yeah, you know, most Russian planes are pretty good at, you know, being critted in the engine and still flying. Wow, those stealth rounds. This dude is the master of stealth. It wasn't
that, I mean, well, it wasn't that close either, but I mean, Ferox and Mustang could have collided with each other. They were both climbing up towards him, and it was, you know, they almost intervened each other's paths. It was almost there. It almost happened. That would have been beautiful, but it didn't happen, so god dang it. Which means that TVG actually took the first 2 versus 2, which gives them the advantage obviously going into the second 2 versus 2. Where if TVG wins, they get 2 points. If MNS wins, they play another 2 versus 2.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Mustang is doing a phenomenal job with those stealth rounds. Like, if I could be half that good, I would get so many more kills than RB. It's just on point. It's just he literally just lined that up and just went for it. I mean, not to mention,
after probably having a few flight hours in simulator battles, as I assume these guys have, they probably feel pretty confident about, you know, I'm aiming here, the bullets will go there.
Oh, absolutely.
They kind of know. It's like second nature.
Absolutely, but then you've also got to remember that this is obviously a tournament situation. It wouldn't surprise me if they were a little bit nervous. So nerves could be coming into play a little bit, especially for the MNS team.
That's an interesting thing Gum Monster says in Twitch chat, which I had not even considered yet, is that the cockpit must look nasty because of all that oil leaking when they get that black smoke. How does that impact their view?
It depends on, you know, what plane it is, firstly, and secondly, it can be pretty bad if obviously you're in a plane.
Couldn't it be worse for the guy chasing you?
Yes, it would be. Like, for the guy chasing you, because he's so deep in it, his glass will actually start having sort of residue of oil actually appearing on the windscreen. Whereas if you're at the front, I think it kind of only sort of surrounds it a little bit. I don't think it's blinding, but I mean it can be pretty annoying. Especially if you're trying to look for opponents.
On MNS side, we have Nesk and NHK295M, you know. I'm afraid he might have put his password as nickname, actually. That's not a great idea. It's very bad. And it's Maximus and Keat on the TVG side.
So MNS do need to win this one to tie up the round. I mean, they managed to tie up the 1v1. It wouldn't surprise me if they were able to tie up this round too. So again, we're seeing two separate 1v1s. Maximus versus NHK.
And Nesk versus Keat.
Yep.
What we're spectating here right now, guys, is simulator battles. These pilots are locked into cockpit view only, and they are some of the best pilots in War Thunder playing in the Super Cup, which I had to qualify to by being one of the top 8 teams in the last Gladiator tournament that happened in the end of 2014. Maximus and NHK here is very, very low.
Yeah, they were quite high up, and they've just kind of
And
span
Nesk
each
just
other.
got shut down by Keat.
So now we're in a 2v1 situation. So unfortunately, I wasn't watching them. I was too busy watching the nice spinning of.
But and Keat is just above these other two, so he's just gonna.
So he's gonna dive.
Yeah, he's making an upwards turn here. He's just about turning down here to try and get to NHK here. He missed that, and he's doing another upwards turn, but that's all he needs to do, really, because these two are just turning and turning. Like, I don't see much of the point here, but at the same time, I don't know what NHK is gonna try and do. Now, he seems to be playing around with those flaps. He just did that, and I guess he's hoping that he won't be hit here, which he was. And here's the mountain, and the mountain is gonna tell you that you're down, boy.
I mean, what? Let's be honest. What could NHK have done in that situation?
I do not know. If he was a transformer, though,
He could have turned into a tank.
he could have turned into something else. But that would have been it. Like, he had no choice here but to... I mean, he tried a maneuver. He knew probably he was going to cross into the crosshair of the other guy, and he could just hope that he wouldn't hit. And he hit the elevators, which, you know, obviously impacted his turning quite a lot, and so he couldn't avoid the mountain and mountainside, the train. I don't know. He just tried something differently. They had been going in circles for a while, and that didn't help much. And he knew they were 2 versus 1. So, yeah, out of luck.
I mean, a comment from somebody in chat talking about how Soviet planes were good for low altitude flying. While this may be true, they were still going very, very slowly. So they still needed to be aware of lift. It doesn't matter how good your plane is at low or high altitude. If you're going slow towards the ground and you're not watching out, you're just going to start plummeting into trees.
Yep.
So that's my 2 cents.
The score is now 3-0 to TVG.
It is. So MNS needs to win this one to tie it up to force another round of some kind. We haven't actually seen a sort of a tie breaker for the last round.
No, I think the first game might have been, but I'm not sure. You might be right. And I see a 5 there, so it seems to be a 5-minute break happening at this point.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Thinking that they might not be aware they have English commentary. Hence why
I mean, the
they
Russian
know
stream
English.
is also going.
It is, and it is to two Russian-speaking teams. So I don't mind. Like I don't know exactly what he wrote. I don't know what the letters are, but I can see 5 and 3 letters. I'm assuming it's like minutes. It looks very much like it, and I'm assuming something with break. But yeah. I do not speak or read Russian or any of the Cyrillic languages.
I mean, I must say, during downtimes like this, talking about Transformers is pretty good. And don't you think so?
Transformers.
I mean, the game had ended. There was some good flying from both sides. Again, we were discussing what NHK could do to get out of that situation. And unfortunately, there's not a lot he can do, is there? No. I mean, what would he have done? Would he have done some scissors? Would he have tried to do a no, he couldn't do scissors. He was too low to the ground and too slow. Would he have tried a hammerhead? No, because he would have stalled himself out, and the other teammate would have sniped him. So he kind of had to keep turning, or else he would have been shot by the guy behind him. And he couldn't climb because he didn't have any kind of energy or momentum. Again, would have stalled out and got shot by the other guy. So unfortunately, the guy just kind of had to wait for somebody to make a mistake, and it just didn't come. And he just, tried to turn a different way. It went badly because obviously the guy behind him was able to get some really nice crits on his wing, and he just fell to the ground. It was just unfortunately he couldn't transform into a jet or something, or a tank.
Exactly right. Just jick, saber. Go.
Actually, I would have picked a 163. Going that slow, you would have needed that boost to get out of that, because he was going pretty slow.
Or the, which one is that, the KI-10 that can just hover.
A helicopter would have been good.
Yeah. The KI-10, the Japanese KI-10, I think it is. That can actually, yeah. If you just keep flying straight up, you will hover. It will not fall to the ground.
I've never tried that.
You did. Oh, you didn't know? I mean, the nickname is helicopter on that airplane.
Well, I've always just thought people were just joking around. I've actually never tried that.
No. Oh no, you can actually do that. Like you just point your nose straight up, and you will never fall to the ground.
I will need to, I mean, I've played a lot of War Thunder. I've never tried that. I'm gonna now have to.
You will actually hover.
I'm gonna have to go give that a go.
Not sure if it works in simulator, but it definitely. Works
I don't think it would.
I think it I know it works in arcade, but I'm pretty sure it works in realistic too. Actually.
Well, we're gonna have to do some myth busting after this game.
The myth busting. I wonder if it is a real feature of that airplane, though. I wonder if it actually were able to do that. I would not be surprised, because it is a very light plane. It does not have. I mean, it is a very light plane.
Ooh, biplanes are pretty light.
Yeah, especially that one. Bamboo does not weigh a lot.
Rice paper and bamboo. So yeah, guys, we are just waiting for a 5-minute break to end. Probably one of the arbiters grabbing a drink.
Or the team's getting ready for the 4 versus 4. Depending on how long the matches go, sometimes maybe they need a break. Maybe the players need to go like, guys, I need to go to my my refrigerator and get myself a soda.
I mean, the arbiters are really actually quite nice guys. They will ask after every round if they want. You can only have one break, I think, but they do ask you after every round. I'm going to say so. After the 1v1s, they'll ask you if you want a drink, or the 2v2, leading up to the 4v4. So they are pretty nice. They're not just going to go.
Do they get you the drink though? Like, do they go get you?
Yes,
the drink?
they teleport it through.
Like
through
they're
the
like, you want a drink? Yeah. Which one?
The one that's going to make me win this game. Alright, so all the teams seem to be ready up and ready to go.
I want Kool-Aid
to start them out. Oh, God. No.
And he busting through the wall. I've only seen the ads, I've never tried it.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have that in Sweden.
What a shame. Missing out.
Is it really?
For the advert, yeah. If we don't see a ram for Scream, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, if no Ram,
Ram or Riot.
match will be replayed.
The match will be replayed until one Ram is had. New rules for Gladiator 2016.
Yeah, it must be a Ram in each match, even the 1v1. I told you, gonna make that tournament happen. I call it the Ramathon.
Raminator. Instead of
No,
Gladiator.
Ramathon as in marathon, like it's gonna go on and on and on.
Right, but Raminator instead of Gladiator.
Oh, that too.
I think my one's better.
Nah.
If it was just a vote. Anyways, into the 4v4, guys. This round is obviously worth 3 points. So if MNS takes the victory here, then yes, they can tie up the game. And I'm going to say that yes, there was ramming in a simulator game a match ago. So if you'd like to watch the replay, that would be great. I've just proven you wrong. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week.
They actually had to ram in the previous match to actually win the round.
He was out of ammo and he had a teammate.
So there was actually a strategical, tactical ram happening in the previous match. That was amazing.
It was pretty good. It was rather entertaining to see.
All right.
It's rather odd
Mustang
to
is
also...
on the tail on Asterix again. I can hear him firing. I cannot see them bullets because it's stealth, and he has already done damage. The left aileron is actually damaged on Asterix. Oh my god! Wait. Never mind. The battle log has both names as blue, and it looked like a friendly fire. That was just interesting.
Poor NHK looks like he's all on his lonesome. He's been left alone and now he's going to be killed by 3 TVG guys. He just has no energy.
He's bait.
Well, he's gone pretty deep. And now he seems to be surrounded by, as I said, 3 TVG guys. So I would not want to be in his position. He's also got no energy to kind of climb. He's going to have to do some scissors. He could also try using flaps to try and gain some lift. Oh, he has got a teammate here to help. Asterix just got shot and is set on fire. It looks like Keith shot him. He might be able to put out the fire, but I don't think so. Well, actually, no, I think he has managed to put out the fire.
Asterix has officially been shot down by Mustang.
Oh, okay, so the fire didn't go out.
After being set on fire, yeah, exactly. That makes it now a... Oh yeah, Nesk was shot down by Ferox. This is now a 2 versus 4 for MNS.
Yeah, in these kind of situations, it just kind of becomes sort of a landslide. People start ganging up. Like, I mean, you've got 3 TVG guys, 4 TVG guys going after poor Fedok.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I mean, what can he do in that situation?
No pressure.
NHK, I think, just fell to the ground.
Well, Fedok is still flying, but yeah, NHK seemed to have crashed.
I think he just crashed. So Mustang, once again, fire it. He's just showing off how good he is with those stealth rounds. I must say, I'm not gonna lie, I am very looking forward to. I would like to see NBSI go up against these guys.
I mean, it could happen.
Oh, it could happen. Absolutely. Very well done by both teams here. Unfortunately, there do need to be winners and there do need to be losers. And TVG just came out on top today.
They sure did. This means for MNS, they're still in the tournament. They still have a chance to go all the way to the grand final. They're gonna now be in the loser bracket, or they're gonna have yet another chance to continue to. They need to win. Obviously, they cannot lose a match now. If they lose a match in the loser bracket, they're obviously out of the tournament. But they do have a chance in the loser bracket to make their way to the final, and they could win the tournament. Still, it's not. They're not out. They're not done. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But hey, that's why it's a double elimination. You can lose one match and still go pretty far. And they came to. I mean, this was a quarterfinal. Getting here, just being one of the top 8 teams well, these were from the Eastern tournament in Gladiators last time around. Just being one of the top 8 best teams, they made it in the previous Gladiator tournament, Eastern Session, Eastern Division simulator battles. They made it to the quarterfinals. I mean, in that tournament, which is amazing. It's so good. None of these players are bad. Like, we've seen good plays from both of the teams. It has just been TVG coming out on top. Just in this case, outperforming MNS enough to take every point.
So yeah, that kind of wraps it up for this game, and for this round of streaming.
That is true. Tomorrow we have, let's see here, I think it's one match being streamed tomorrow, which is the
Poland versus White Rhinoceros.
It's a quarterfinal in the realistic battle division between 303 and White Rhinoceros. Yeah, it says Poland because I think for some reason they have their nationality in the name in our schedule. So at least a Polish team. Not sure if Polish were in the East or Western tournament last time around. I'm not sure about that. But we'll see. We'll figure that out. But that happens tomorrow, guys. That's going to be at 8 p.m. GMT is when that starts. So make sure that you follow War Thunder here on Twitch, the channel you're watching right now, to not miss any of the future coverages here of the Super Cup Gladiator Tournament 2015 between the top 8 teams of West and East, fighting to see who's the best. This is Scream112, and with me is Average Adam. We have, you can also catch us over on twitch.tv/Metagamingtv if you want to follow us over there, where we stream War Thunder and a plethora of games and things all over the weeks, when not being here commentating on this tournament at the moment. We also want to thank Rockcat and Cytec for sponsoring the tournament, and well, we'll see you guys again here 8 p.m. GMT tomorrow then.
We will.